Next up on Chopping It Up with Diz and Los, author James J. Kita, creator of the mystery A Band Done, where three teens start a 60s rock band, a fourth member joins, and the dream ends in jealousy, betrayal, and murder. James J. Kita joins Dennis Zapata.
So, James, thanks for joining me.
Oh, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
So let's just get right into it, because the name of the book is called A Band Done. So is that more of the title? Is that more of a band losing their inner scope of the system of the music, or is it something where they abandon themselves? The movie.
Actually, it could be both. I mean, I don't know how I got the title. I was sitting there thinking about it, and just abandon, like you've been abandoned. Yep. Popped into my mind, but then I thought of abandon, a band done, and I thought, well, that's cool. I'm gonna go with that. I like that idea, and I think it probably is that's part of the reason. Like, you start a band together, and then as things go on, you almost feel like you've been abandoned, and then the band eventually, and then it's a band done. So it kind of like fits in both ways.
Now, did you ever have any music or talent? Are you talented in music or no?
Oh, I play the drums. Yeah.
Okay.
I've been in bands well over 50. I started in like 64, 65 in local bands, and been on and off up until maybe about 5 years ago. And I finally said, I'm done.
So you've been in a band, for all these years, and just the last couple of years you got out of it?
Yeah. About 5 years ago, the one band I was in, we just decided that was it. I actually decided, I said, I'm quitting. I said, I'm done, guys. And it was the band I was in high school with. I did like the full circle. Started with these guys, went through, I don't know how many other bands, 5, 6 bands or whatever like that. And finally talked the guys into having a reunion. I said, let's have a reunion. So the one guy lives out in Cogan Station. It's a beautiful, beautiful area. And so we got together, and it was just like high school all over again. We set up the same way. We did basically the same songs. Some of them sounded right on, others were really bad. But I mean, it was just like brought back all the memories and stuff. And so we did it then. And then the following year, we did it again. And I said to the one band member, I said, well, do you think maybe the other two might want to do this for, go back out and start playing again? And he said, well, I can ask him. And the one guy, John, who I didn't think was going to go along with it, he was the first one to say, yeah, let's do this. So we went out and started playing again. And
that's a lot travel. Do you go locally, or do you travel?
Yeah. So we just stayed locally. I think the furthest we ever went might be like Lock Haven, Jersey Shore, or whatever. But we didn't go really far out like that.
So let's get to it. I buy the book. What should I expect? What is with this book? With your story, with the story of it.
You expect that I ripped you off is what you expect. No, I'm hoping that it gives a little bit of an insight of what it's like to be in a band, how to start one, how you can start off the best of friends, and by the time, you just are at each other's throat. It's sad, but it's true. I've been just about every band I've been in. You start off with a great idea, but then the personalities start coming out, and then it's like a honeymoon. Once the honeymoon's over, it's like then the real people start showing up, and it takes a lot. One band I was in for over 10 years, and you got to overlook a lot of stuff. If you don't have a thick skin, the band will be over before you even get started. There's a lot of stuff you have to just let ride.
This book, it's not a thing personal with you. Like, you haven't did anything happen like this in your life, or no? Some
of the stuff, I'd say probably in the book, maybe 50, 60% of it's true. I mean, there's some of the stuff are not, obviously the murders aren't true. Yeah. But the
well, we don't know. But
huh?
I don't know that. But
no, that didn't happen. And but I'd say that a lot of the book is based on actual experience.
Okay. Now so you can get it right now on Amazon, right? Where is there?
Amazon, and I think Barnes and Noble has it too.
Okay, and I will put in the link for the Amazon and Barnes and Noble, so they can look into that. So I got some questions. I had some questions written down over here. So
go ahead.
If I wanted to make this book into a movie, Who would
Please.
who would play the characters?
Please.
Who would you pick to play the characters?
Well, that's tough because at my age now, a lot of these younger stars are coming on. I don't even know who the hell half these people are. They say, well, we're going to have so-and-so on our guest. And who are you? I've never heard of you.
Yep.
So that would be tough. I mean, music wise, I could pick the music, but when you're going actor wise, that would be
okay.
tough.
Let's just say it was years ago. That's 30 years ago. Who would you pick to play in it? Who would be the main star?
That would actually be tough. I mean, seriously, because I don't know who would be playing. Obviously, I would want people that could play instruments. That faking stuff just doesn't make it. But I really, to tell you the truth, I don't know. I really am. I'm stuck on that question.
Wow,
I am really stuck.
Now, how long did it take you to do the book, to write it, and go through the whole process?
I started this book in 1964, 65. I'm not quite sure. I was in the band. Like I said, we were going along. Personalities started coming out. John, who is my best friend, kind of turned on me. And I remember we were in a car. We got in a fight over something. And I said, that's it. I quit. I said, I'm done. I said, I'm getting tired of the crap and everything. I said, I'm done. I'm finished. So then when I went home, I got thinking about it. And I thought, that wouldn't be a bad idea for a book. Guys in a band, they kick them out, which I quit. But in the book, I get kicked out. And I'm going to get even with people. And that was my original idea. I started it. I had an old typewriter. I started it. I got about a page and a half, 2 pages. I set it down. I said, okay, I'll get back to this. 60 years later, I got back to it. I found
Just
it
a little
in
break. Just a little break.
A little one. I had to get my thought process. I found it in an old file cabinet. I was going through and I found it. I started reading and I thought, well, this isn't half bad. I'm going to have to finish this. So I had the beginning and I had the end, but obviously I didn't have the middle. And I thought, well, you should have a middle. You're going to have a book. And so I started formulating an idea how I wanted to do it. I got away from the original idea and went a completely different way. I'd be working here second shift. And when I'd be taking my breaks or lunch or whatever, I would be thinking about it. And sometimes the ideas were coming to me so fast, I'd be just grabbing napkins, whatever, writing it down as fast as I could. Then I'd get home and look at it and go, what the hell did I write? What is this? I had to try and figure out what I did. And eventually I got it. I got it story printed, or I got my original, the first script, first manifest, or whatever you want to say, and manuscript. And a buddy of mine who I went to school with, he was the editor of the Grit in town here at the time. And I took it to him. I said, hey, do me a favor, Mike. I said, read this. Let me know what you think. And he did. He got back with me. And he gave me a lot of good ideas, and stuff I never would have seen. I never would have thought of. So I thought, okay, fine. So I went back, worked on it. Finally got my first draft done, and which I thought was going to be it. But that never happens. You just never, if you don't stop, it'll just keep going. You have to go, that's it. I got to stop. So I gave it to one of the guys I worked with here at work. I said, what do you think? He read it. He really liked it. He said, but I got this idea for an ending. So I said, no, I'm not changing the ending. So he gives it to me and I went, son of a bitch. I got thinking about that. You son of a. So I thought, okay, what I'm going to do is I'll make like an alternate ending. You finished the one, but here's an alternate ending. Yep. But then the more and more I got thinking about it, no, I'm just going to go with this as the ending, but I'll incorporate it within the ending of that and bring it in. And that's what I did. Now, the book isn't very big. I mean, my God, I think you can read it in like a half hour or so. It's not really a long book. And I could have put a lot of crap in there, like, oh, we were in high school and, we had this. And I thought, no, let's get to the point of the story. Let's not just dwell on crap that really doesn't matter. Everybody's been in school. Everybody knows what it's like.
Yep. It's funny, James, because when I first started here 11 years ago, I remember you trained me on supply.
Second shift,
and you used to, on your breaks, read a book. And I remember you.
I still do. I still do.
And I remember that. And look, little did I know, years later now, I'll have you on the show talking about a book that you wrote.
Yeah. And so everybody keeps saying, well, you got to do another one to pick up on this one. And I said, it's not that easy. I said, because you're going to have to incorporate some of the first book into the second. And I don't really know how to do that without giving away the first book, you know.
Yeah.
And I thought, nah, I don't know. I mean, that came easy to me. I don't see myself as writing anymore. You know, I enjoyed what I did.
No more books. No more.
I don't think so. No. I mean, I've got ideas for a couple other ones, but it's just, I don't know. I don't really see me doing it. But the one thing I do want to bring up is my wife is to pry a compliment out of her, you know, is like trying to get a quarter out of a you know, concrete, you know, it's tough. But it took me a while. I said, come on, read the book. I want to know what you think. She said, well, I might not like it. I said, fine, just read the book. Let me know. So she finally got around to reading the book. And then she put it on Facebook, which really surprised the hell out of me. She put on there that once she started reading it, she couldn't put it down. And she said she had to finish it to see how it turned out. And she goes, it wasn't anything she expected. And I took that as a very, very deep compliment.
Well, that's good.
Thought,
that's very good to get a compliment like that from your wife.
Yeah,
very,
exactly.
Very good. I know how tough she is. I know how tough.
I know she can be nasty. But to do that, and I mean, I was probably walking on the clouds after she said that. I thought that's fantastic. Fantastic.
So have you seen movement for the book on Facebook and social media or no?
I have not. You know, that's the thing. When I got this company to publish it and stuff like that, and I kept thinking, well, okay, I'll get updates and this and that. I have not really heard anything. And royalties or anything, I haven't seen anything. But I think they wait for a while before they do that. But I have not seen like reviews or any of that kind of stuff.
Oh, okay.
So being new, maybe there's something I'm supposed to do, but if there is, I have no idea what it is. That's why I'm hoping this. You know,
hey, I'm going to do my best I can to get it out there.
I really appreciate it. If it takes off, I'll buy you a meal. I'll tell Karen to take it easy on you.
There you go. Hey, so you got the book on hand right now in front of you, right?
Yeah, I got it sitting over the side.
Okay. All right. It's called A Band Done.
Right.
We will put the links on this channel. We will put on this video. We'll put the links on this video and go ahead and see if we can get James some sales. I need
that
a
would
kickback.
Be great.
I need a kickback, at least 2%. No,
you got it. Hey, I think that's all I'm getting is 2%.
Hey, you might need a new editor. I don't know.
I was going to say, seriously, you think you're going to make a lot off a book? Not this way. The publisher gets a bunch, the distributor gets a bunch, and I think you just get what's a little left over. It's amazing. What I was hoping for, that would be like maybe, I mean, this is going way out, but maybe like a producer or something might see it somewhere, pick it up and read it. Hey, this is not a bad idea, you know, and then something might take off. But
hopefully we can get something going.
That would be great. I would really think that'd be cool.
James, we're going to end this total. It's a quick story that you wrote, and it's somewhat about your past.
Yes.
About 60%. And hey, it's always good to know an author in my work. So if I need to write my bio, you can do it for me.
It's nice to be called an author. I mean, I never thought I would do anything like this. I mean, it's really for me, wish came true. I never thought I'd do this, but I kept kicking the idea around, and finally I did it. I got to do this. I have.
And another thing we got to do too is let me just apologize, because I promised you to be on this show maybe about close to 6 months ago.
Yeah, 6 to 8 months ago.
And then my accident happened. And then it was just, I was out of work for a while, but hey, I'm back, so we had to do it. And I figured, right, we should have did it before the holidays.
Yes, that's all right. I am your idea. I am just so thankful for you for doing it. I really appreciate it.
All right. Hey, guys, thanks for joining us. James Kita, you'll see the book, A Band Done. All right, James, thanks for joining us. Thank you, everyone.
And thank you.
Order your book now, A Band Done, on Amazon.com or BarnesandNobles.com.